mass shooting.
Yes, law enforcement teams, security experts from around the country are applauding the efforts of the Metro police officers who went inside of the Covenant School. You know, we had 5 in all, but the video right now that so many people are watching involves the 3 officers, including Officer Engelbert, and their 14-minute response time.
Yeah, showing you some of the video behind us here, and it comes after Metro Police released the body camera video from Monday's attack. In this video, we do want to warn you, it's difficult to watch, but it does show officers' confidence and just a lack of hesitation within seconds.
Yeah, Fox 17 News' Sydney Snow is joining us live right now with an active shooter training expert. His reaction to this video and the steps that could be taken to avoid situations like this in the future.
Good morning, Jen and Erika. Well, I'm actually joined here by Tom Chiz. He's founder and CEO of Armored One. Now, you guys go all over the country, training, building, installing a lot of preventative measures to try and stop an active shooter. When you were looking back at the body camera footage that was released from Metro Police, and even just from what you've heard being here on the ground, what are some of the kind of highlights that you take away from their response, especially compared to Uvalde, Parkland? I know you were there for those as well.
Yes, as a retired SWAT operator, it was fantastic to see the change, the dynamic entrance of our police here at Metro Nashville. And it's clear that Chief Drake has pushed his team to train for events like this, because not only were they seeking out the shooter, you could tell that they were getting frustrated every time they couldn't find him, and they were hustling more and more to find our bad guy to end this.
And I know your company, again, goes all over the country. You both build, install, and train on a lot of preventative measures. So things like bulletproof glass, reinforced doors. What are some of the most popular measures that you guys install?
So manufacturing-wise, the attack-resistant glass, bullet-resistant glass, and the attack-resistant film are the biggest sellers that we have across the nation. And I would say 90% of our business is K-12 schools across the U.S., and probably about 10,000 different school districts across the United States.
Wow, 10,000 school districts, that's a big number. We are going to continue to talk to Tom and all of the things that his company does and what we're seeing across the country in our 8 o'clock hour, so make sure you stay with us. We're live here in Green Hills this morning. I'm Sydney Snow, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
There is nothing that he could have faced that would warrant senseless, absolutely brutal violence on other kids.
In November of 2021, a teenage gunman shot and killed 4 people over at a Michigan high school. But school leaders credit action taken ahead of time as a reason why more lives were not lost for that case.
Right, so this is a story that unfolded in another state, but where that happened, Oxford High School, they now use something called the night lock door device. In fact, Michigan law requires those kinds of devices in every single school. So after everything that we've seen here in Nashville, could Tennessee be next? Well, we've got Fox 17 News' Maggie Lemire joining us live. She's talked with the sheriff in the town where that happened and where they now have those locks. Maggie, what have you been able to learn about their effectiveness?
Jen, Erika, so the effectiveness of night lock, specifically that door barricade that is implemented across 4,000 different school districts here in the United States, including Perry County here in Tennessee, those are an added layer of insurance, an added layer of protection between an active school shooter and the students inside them. As you can see over my shoulder, the growing support here for the victims of the Covenant School shooting, lots of prayers, messages, stuffed animals in general, and that is what we have seen in general. As Nashville mourned the loss of 6 lives, 3 students, 3 staffers, other cities are watching. Some of these cities and schools have not experienced a shooting like this, and some, like you mentioned, have. For instance, Oakland County, Michigan, where the Oxford High School shooting took the lives of 4 students in 2021. Oxford had door barricades prior to the shooting. Now, this is a device that attaches to the bottom to add an extra level of security between students and an active shooter. I spoke with Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard, who shares more on his thoughts regarding door barricades. Listen.
I was convinced it was a good barricade in a very quick ability to deploy to keep people away from a shooter until help arrived.
And we are still working to learn more about the safety protocols in place here at Covenant School. We'll be sure to update you as we learn more. Reporting live here in Green Hills this morning, Maggie Lemire, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And our time right now is 7:35. Taking a look at your forecast, getting you up and out the door here. You saw Maggie has the hat on. She has the heavy coat. So does Sydney. That's the good way to go this morning because we are cold to kick off today. We have temperatures that are in the low 30s right now, and will begin to creep out of the 30s in the next hour or two. Eventually 40s and then 50s. The sun will do its job, but the sunrise was less than an hour ago, so it has to start to heat us up, and we haven't quite gotten there just yet. Next weather maker is a high pressure system. All that means is that we're going to have blue sky today and tomorrow. However, we're watching a cold front move in, and whenever you hear the word front, that means something is going to happen when it gets here and after it gets here. We'll talk about possible rain chances before the end of the week coming up in your COVID forecast right now. Look to steer clear traffic.
7:36. Let's take a look at what's happening out there. I-40 at Stewart's Ferry Pike. Over in the Hermitage area, we've got 2 lanes shut down because of a crash right here at the exit, causing a big backup back behind it. Best way to steer clear, you could try Central Pike, you could try Lebanon Pike, both of those fairly slow. So it's just going to be a slow go no matter what coming in from Wilson County. Also watching a slow go coming in from Kingston Springs, Pegram. All of you slow down here near McCrory Lane. Unsure if this is congestion or perhaps just a accident. We're continuing to investigate that. We do know it's 48 minutes right now. You can steer clear by taking Highway 70 right here to try and get into town that way. We'll continue to watch the roads.
Lord, when babies die at a church school, it is time for us to move beyond thoughts and prayers.
The debate over school security continues in Nashville and on Capitol Hill. The emotional message from the Capitol chaplain who you just heard from.
Get owner loyalty cash.
Nissan owners get up to $1,500 NMAC loyalty cash during the Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Triumph is for good people to do nothing. Lord, deliver our senators from the paralysis of analysis that waits for the miraculous. Use them to battle the demonic forces that seek to engulf us.
What you just listened to is U.S. Senate Chaplain Barry Black delivering a prayer to our lawmakers over on Capitol Hill. That was Tuesday, some 24 hours after the deadly shooting at the Covenant School in Green Hills.
It was a moving prayer, as you could hear just a portion of it there.
Yeah.
We're bringing in Fox 17 News' Justin McFarland here to talk a little bit about what he prayed over our lawmakers.
Yeah.
And how, you know, he, like many others, have been walking this line of religion and politics.
Yeah, and right. He walks it, you know, about as well as anybody. That is indeed Chaplain Barry C. Black. He's also a Rear Admiral, retired U.S. Navy. He's been in the Senate since 2003. Before that, he was the chaplain for the United States Navy for many years. And so this is a gentleman that's seen quite a bit. Before every single Senate session, he prays not necessarily on the legislation or even an issue they're about to take up, but he'll pray on whatever is happening there across the nation. And on that particular day when he prayed, Nashville, of course, was at the center of everything. And he prays both in public there. He also does private prayer services with the senators, you know, in a more private setting. They hold prayer meetings and things like that. And he went to Oakwood, where I went to school, down in Huntsville, Alabama.
This particular prayer, the tone of it has really just captured people's attention, I would say, on social media.
Yeah.
I've never seen a prayer from the chaplain at our Capitol being shared so much.
We do have chaplains in both the Tennessee House and the Senate as well, even though the majority of the times that I've seen, they tend to have guest chaplains, like they had one just the other day, from all different denominations and faith, who will come and pray with them. This particular chaplain is a Seventh-day Adventist chaplain. That is his denomination, and they have a chaplain in the house as well, of course.
And that was at our nation's capital.
That was in Washington.
Make sure
yes.
we point that out. But yeah, to Erika's point, there was just something about the tone and the mood that really captured people's attention this time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Right now, we're going to take a live look right outside of the Covenant School, where so many parents and families are asking themselves what's next. And we're talking about how you can have that difficult discussion with your kids with a local Nashville therapist who also has some connection to this school. So stay with us for that. Greg.
Yeah, stick with us for that. And I mean, kids still having to go to school here after seeing everything that's happening as well. If you're getting them ready to go, listen to what we're going to tell you first, and then take a look here. We're going to be cold. Bundle them up. Make sure they're nice and warm for today. We'll take a look towards your weekend coming up in your full COVID forecast.